This is going to be an ultimate guide for Kaelan in Call of Dragons. Basically everything you need to know for this awesome hero in the game. So first thing first is where we can use Kaelan in Call of Dragons. Where is the place this hero shine the most? And there is like two even two troops that you can actually use this hero. I didn't actually test him with the second troop, but obviously the first one is going to be with Marksman. Very solid first spell, doing crazy amount of damage. But because of his first spell, which is something like firing up 5 extra physical normal attacks against the target legion every second for 2 seconds, you can. Some people are actually trying to use Kaelan also with the cavalry. I personally haven't tested with the cavalry, but this is a crazy amount of damage you can achieve with Kaelan with the cavalry. And this is not going to be at a sacrifice of nothing, because you're going to get this. First of all, the marksman by default is having the biggest damage in Call of Dragons, but on the second place is cavalry. And by using it with cavalry, you're not going to lose that much from point of damage of this bad boy. So the two places I can suggest you can actually use Kaelan is going to be with marksmans, and the second one is going to be with cavalry. This is the two places. You can test it with the cavalry, just level up the first spell and actually see how the things go there. So what is the strong sides of Kaelan? The first strong side is doing crazy amount of damage immediately. Okay, not immediately, basically when you get your rage, but the moment you're firing up your spell, it's going to be 10 normal attacks. This is one of the things, which is like end up like 2000 damage if you have it on level 5. The other thing is, by doing these 10 attacks, you're going to have one chicken normal attack or extra normal attack. The Legion has 50% chance to get 1 stack of Archer Mark. Upon reaching 5 stacks, you're going to do extra 1000 skill damage factor. So, and you're going to get like defense penetration for 3 seconds. And finally, I can say it's a very solid Garrison skill. So this is the other strong side of Kaelan, and this is the Garrison. From my personal opinion, I haven't not tested, but from first look, getting like 2% defense penetration, defense reduction, when you have 50% chance to reduce the target defense for 3 seconds each time the hero launches a normal attack or extra normal attack. Max 10 stacks, this like max 10 defense, 20 defense penetration, which is crazy amount, especially on the scales of the rallies and Garrison. This is absolutely wild. Obviously, if you have like quadra or triple rally over you, you're not going to benefit that much, but if it's a single rally, I think this is going to be pure destroyer, this Kaelan. So the strong side is huge damage, a lot of extra damage, and a lot of defense penetration. Even this spell can give you 10% enemy defense penetration. So I think this is the solid thing. And also, awakening of this hero is actually increasing the damage by 15%. And you're going to start the fight with 3 stacks of Archer Mark immediately upon entering in the battle. So you only need like 5 to trigger this spell here, which is going to do 1000 damage and is going to get some defense penetration. Why it's important is because by having 50% chance, let's say every 6 attack, or let's say every 4 attacks, you're going to be able to get like 2 stacks. You start with 3 stacks, you need 5 stacks. And there is a very decent chance you get this defense penetration before you launch the 10 hits from your rage skill. That I think is absolutely crazy advantage can give. And on top of that, it's actually increasing the damage by 15%. This already do tons of damage, so I think this is the strong sides of Kaelan. Now, skill build order is going to be obviously the first one, level up to level 5. The fourth one is what you want to try to get it. It's going to be a little hard, to be fair, because it's the fourth one and you cannot actually stop of leveling the second and the third one. This is, yeah, we can walk the skills, but if you walk it till the fourth one, you basically walking nothing. So yeah, the fourth skill I think is very nice. And from there is just the other two skills. I believe this hero should be awakened. Just the awakening is giving absolutely crazy amount of damage. Now let's talk about the talent tree. Now, since I believe this hero should be a deputy, I don't believe that much can be for the open field. I'm saying for the open field, but for the talent tree, I think it's going to be a garrison one. So I'm going to share with you my Toher talent tree. This is the Toher talent tree I'm currently having. Getting Garrison Captain, deals 5% more damage. The game promise, or there is an update in the game, in the Call of Dragons, where they're going to increase the survivability of the rest of the troops, because right now we're seeing only infantry. That is for rally, for garrison, for everything. Everything rally related or garrison related is infantry. So the game actually do something in this direction. So I'm expecting we start seeing heroes like Kaelan, and yeah, right now I'm using Toher with Gromara, both of them awakened at 6 stars. But yeah, Kaelan also, this is going to be the town tree for this bad boy. Now let's talk about the pets. The pets, where is the pets? For this hero, I believe that the pet you need with him is going to be Wind Whistle. Now, Wind Whistle is for open fields, I want to point out, because it's an AoE damage dealer. North Wind is basically inflict Blade Storm upon the target, dealing some physical damage, some damage factor, blah blah blah, depending on the luck. Enemy legions with the Blade Storm area effects lose 20% march speed for 2 seconds. Now, I think this 20% march speed for 2 seconds is absolutely brutal. It's absolutely brutal. There is no number of the legions that is actually receiving this debuff effect, 20% march speed for 2 seconds, but I think it's a very, very solid. On top of that, this is the first one of the pets that is also getting some extra buffs in form of critical rate. Wind Whistle deals 4% more damage, based on strength can go up to 15, but here we actually get critical rate. So it's not only going to be a boot roar, where you're going to get some critical rate, but also from intense north wind you're also going to get some critical rate. Obviously, for the pets in the Call of Dragons, to achieve good critical rate is way more easy from this to achieve it on your heroes. That's why the pets is like 30%, around 30% from your total damage. Even though that if you look the numbers, it's like 7 damage factor 7, but all these things get boosted, critical rate and etc. So pets is extremely important. And as you can see, even the game is actually suggested Ruby and Kaelan. Why I suggest Wind Whistle, the reason behind is, even though that Kaelan is a single target, is if you pair him with Ruby, you're going to try to catch some multiple legions. It can be multiple mages, infantry, whatever. I hear, now from what I speak with the majority of the marksman mains, 90-95% from the time those people are hitting infantry. So most likely with Ruby you're going to try to catch some stick it together infantry, and you're going to try to do some AoE with Ruby, that she's very good with the AoE, but you can with Wind Whistle do some extra damage over these legions. Now let's talk about the artifacts. Now, from point of view of the artifacts, now each of these, the majority of the cases, if you have an artifact with additional effect, check it out, only the additional effect. The rest of the artifacts are generic artifacts. So I strongly suggest, if you're using Kaelan as a commander, this better use some generic artifact. Not like, for example, the Lilia artifact, which is when you're inflicting Scorch. The only hero that is inflicting Scorch is actually Lilia. So maybe I can actually give you some, how to say it, some some suggestions. For example, Viola bow is good for Kaelan. It's not the best one. I want to point out this thing. It's not the best one, obviously. Shadow blades. But if you look, for example, Gold Crest, and you go in the additional effect, this is Frygar item. You go in the Iron Tusk, you go in the additional effect, this is Valgrim item. And you can clearly see which artifact is for a specific hero. Like Volley, this is specifically for Ruby. That's why, yeah, any generic artifact I think is going to work perfectly well with Kaelan. But still, use it with Ruby. So yeah guys, this will be for this video. We cover up Kaelan in updated guide in Call of Dragons for 2026. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit one like and subscribe. It means a lot for me. Also, if you want to directly support my channel, you can become a member of my channel. And yeah, wish you a great day. Check out this video. Maybe it's going to be also valuable for you and interesting. And see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.